Happy Thursday, Average Dude Nation. It is Matt, and I have not recorded a video in about 2 or so weeks. I wanted to take the time, like I said in the previous video, to adjust. I know we haven't really been putting out that many videos. School just started, we're acclimating, and we plan on putting out more videos as the semester progresses and we, get settled. Obviously, I'm in a new school. Matt is in his first semester actually living off campus in a house, which is a different experience for him, getting to class, and also now that he has to make his own food and all of that. Not an excuse. We're not going to be continuing to put out, barely any videos. This is just a period of acclimation, which in my opinion is totally fine, because this is what life is. Life is just an ongoing, perpetual period of acclimation. So anyway, I know I have like all upbeat tone and everything right now, and I sound all happy and all that. This video is strictly about something that I'm really frustrated with. There's a level of slight anger and just kind of whatever that goes with this, and that is this Project X, the secret project that Matt and I have been working on since about June or July. We made some small comments about it. We didn't really say anything. It has to do with supplements. We're stockpiling footage that hopefully at one point in the future, regardless of if it works out, we could release a series on that, which could be an interesting perspective. And after this video, I'm actually going to eat lunch, and then I have a call with Matt to discuss kind of our next steps. But it's I understand that everything's a process, and I'm slowly starting to enjoy the process more, as opposed to just, I want X outcome, I want to get there already, screw the process, let's get to the outcome. I think that's part of just growing up, maturity, and just being in more situations, is just understanding that, everything, there's a process, Bill Gates, before he made $50 billion, he made $1, $10, $100, $1,000, and so on and so forth. And I think that is kind of how you have to set your goals, right? And a perfect example is literally, I want to make $1 million, right? You can't just come off and be like, all right, why don't I have $1 million? And it's because you're not focusing on actual every single dollar, you're focusing on the sum of that. So break it down. How can I make $1? Then you make $1. How can I make 10? 100. And you take this one goal that looks like it's just one goal, and you could break it down into 10, 20 other smaller goals that every time you achieve it, it gives you a small victory, because you're one step closer to that larger goal. I got a little off topic. The supplement thing, and it's we've been working with, we're trying to find a manufacturer, and we're trying to find a supplier for this ingredient that we want to work with. And we thought we had a supplier, one that was near home, and now they're saying oh, we can't actually do what you want. We've been going back and forth with them with price quotes, waiting 1 to 2 weeks for them to, get back to us with a price quote, and now they're saying hey, sorry, we can't even do this for you. And it's okay, so all that time that we were speaking to you was just a waste? Or what? And it almost brings us back to the starting point. And I know we're not actually at the starting point, and I know sometimes that this is probably an example of, take a step back so you could take 2 forward. And we know a little bit more about the process, a little bit more about the industry, ingredients, all of that stuff. And then the whole other issue, the same exact thing happened with our supplier. We found a supplier, we're all right, cool, this is good, you guys have the ingredient, you have everything we need, let's talk price. And the second we talk price, they just fall off the face of the earth. Won't answer texts, calls, emails, they're just gone. Damn, I thought that we were this close away, and then gone. Where'd they go? I don't know. We're almost back to square one again. We know a little bit more. We're slightly ahead than we were in the beginning, but we're still just taking a step forward, backwards, forwards, back. The one thing that I thought of that kept me driving is Matt, in your mind, you want to be a millionaire. You want to be a billionaire. You want to be a trillionaire. If you want to achieve those things, and you can't even get past, figure out how to solve a measly problem, finding a supplier and a manufacturer, how the hell are you ever gonna get to that point? When in doubt, you just work. You just make the call, you pick the phone up, you send the email, and you just keep doing it until shit sticks. I spoke to my cousin yesterday, Zach, and he mentioned something to me that he heard from somebody in the business community that I wasn't familiar with, the dip. And the dip is the point where that's when people just fold, whether it's business, idea, career, right? For like example, if you want to be a doctor or a nurse, a lot of times that point is organic chemistry, right? That's where you filter out the people that can do it and the people that can't do it. And for this idea, the dip, which is basically, I would just say like the hardest part in the process of getting there, is actually getting a supplier, manufacturer, and getting it made. That's the part where everyone's like, oh, I have this great idea, and then it's time to do it, and they can't get it made. Because once you have the product in hand and you're ready to sell it and you're ready to market it, you have that weight on your shoulders of like, man, we have 50,000 in inventory, we need to sell, sell, sell. I'm gonna stay on the phone and go door to door all day selling it. You have that pressure. But when you're in the early stages and you're just trying to figure it out, and there's no downside to calling it quits besides your loss of time. You become a doctor, you go through the entire process, you're a doctor, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. And it's like all the weight of your loans, you know, 8 to 10 years, delaying starting a family, all of that, it's much harder to call quits at that point. So that's why in the beginning stages, you get the dip and a lot more people fall off. I have a lot going on in my mind that I'm going to speak with Matt about. A lot of it is going to go into the secret footage archive. Maybe I could pull some excerpts of what I'm saying out and put it into this video, and you guys can see that just to get some ideas about like moving forward and all of that. I'm suggesting Matt and I move forward and figure this shit out and get it done. So I'm gonna put that on in 3, 2, 1. And like I'm thinking about this idea or like the concept or whatever you want to build, and like I'm thinking like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and like it's something that like I could see myself doing. Like I can't, like in 2 years, like I can't see myself like selling phones.
Yeah, obviously not.
Right?
Heck, yeah.
But I think that we were just like naive to like the process and to like what this actually takes to do and like what's required. I mean, I still think that like the timeline is like not that ridiculous of like, oh yeah, maybe like next summer we'd launch the product or like next fall. Like I think that the timeline's fine, but like as an actual like effort, like we're just way off. Like we grossly underestimated like how much of that like personal growth we would need to actually do in order to like succeed in like just getting like just coming up with a product really to begin with and then selling it. So like I really think that in order to be like dedicated to the idea, we have to be like dedicated to the process of like actually learning about it, like at a level that like we're not doing. Alright guys, hopefully those couple clips helped you out, gave you a little bit more insight, and that's just kind of like the strategies that we're using. You know, I've never really thought in terms of like long term, you know, I would say like 2 to 5 years, right? A lot of things are like, okay, tomorrow, next month, 3 months, 6 months. Like my outlook was never really more than that, and I realized a lot of ideas that I pursue, I think about them in the short term, like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna enjoy doing this in, you know, 3 to 6 months, but I never really thought about, would I enjoy this in 2 to 5 years? And 90% of the time, I'll be honest, especially because I'm an impulsive person, the answer is gonna be no. I wouldn't, you know, I'm not gonna enjoy doing this. I'm not gonna enjoy selling phones in 2 years. I'm thinking about this business, this potential business with the supplements, and I'm thinking, you know, between now and maybe 2 years out of college, is this something that I'm gonna enjoy being a part of? Is this gonna be something that I enjoy doing? And the answer is yes. Want to bring something into the market that doesn't exist. Want to bring a vibe and a brand identity into the market that doesn't exist. And I want to create value in the form of price, quality, customer service, and any way I can for the consumers. Because as a consumer, that's what I want. And unfortunately, most brands only care about the dollars and cents, and they neglect that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Smash, smash, smash that subscribe button. And what else? You could share this video by clicking the plus button, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere. and we really appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully we're going to be going back to our regularly scheduled programming Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Anyway, Average Dude Nation out. We'll see you in the next one, guys.